Welcome to the Module 5 team in service. This week, we will examine what ethics in healthcare looks like and how it affects us on a personal level, on a professional level, and how it impacts the interprofessional team. Ethics determines the rules of behaviour based upon ideas about what is morally good and morally bad. The study of ethics deals with ideas about what is good and bad behaviour. It is a branch of philosophy dealing with what is morally right or wrong. Ethics is a belief that something is very important. Ethics begins with values and a value system. Values give us a sense of what is good or bad, right or wrong, and form the basis of ethical behaviour. A value system is a set of consistent ethical values and measures. It is a hierarchy of one's priority of values in terms of their intensity and determines a person's value system. Values are beliefs that impact a person's judgmental ideas about what is good or bad, whereas ethics is the way the values are acted out. Ethical behaviour is acting in ways consistent with one's personal values and the commonly held values of the organisation and society. Ethics is a set of moral principles or values which is concerned with the righteousness or wrongness of human behaviour and which guides your conduct in relation to others. Ethics involves learning what is right or wrong and then doing the right thing. Both values and ethics are learned from the same sources, experience. Both affect behaviour of people and both are difficult to change. Values represent judgment of what is right. They represent the single belief that guides actions and judgment across objects and situations. Values are derived from social and cultural norms. Attitudes represent predispositions to respond. An attitude represents several beliefs relating to a specific object or situation, and attitudes are derived from personal experiences. A person's life experience determines the factors that influence their values. Those life experiences are made up of family factors, social factors, cultural factors, and personal factors. Science tells us that 40% of a person's values is genetically determined. Family factors are practices developed by parents to shape the personality of their child. Social factors rely upon school play as being the most important role in developing the value system of a person. Cultural factors determine everything that is learned and passed on from previous generations, and personal factors account for the personal attributes and characteristics of a person. Values are at the foundation of understanding and encompass attitudes of what ought and what ought not to be, perceptions of right and wrong, and motives which shape the behaviour of individuals. A system of shared values of team members helps in developing the team culture. Team values, which are ethical and in the interest of the group, enhance the image of the team and the way they see themselves. Our guide to clinical behaviour comes from the 4 ethical principles of autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, and justice. Autonomy is a person's right to self-determination. Autonomous individuals act intentionally, with understanding and without controlling influences. In healthcare, people decide for themselves, and this is the basis for informed consent. Examples of promoting autonomous behaviour include presenting all treatment options to a patient, explaining risks in terms that a patient understands, and ensuring that a patient understands the risks and agrees to all procedures before going into surgery. Beneficence is action that is done for the benefit of others. It is a decision resulting in the greater good. This includes actions that are taken to help prevent or remove harm or to improve the situation for others. The goal of healthcare is to promote the welfare of patients, and healthcare providers possess skills and knowledge to assist others. Examples of beneficent actions include resuscitating a drowning victim, providing vaccinations for the general population, encouraging a patient to quit smoking and start an exercise program, and talking to the community about sexually transmitted disease prevention. Non-maleficence means to do no harm. Many beneficial treatments have a high risk of harm, so the ethical question must be, do the benefits outweigh the burden of harm? The concept of non-maleficence is most favourable when balanced with beneficence. Risks of treatment, harm, must be understood in light of the potential benefits. The patient must decide whether the potential benefits outweigh the potential harms. Examples of non-maleficent actions include stopping a medication that is shown to be harmful and refusing to provide a treatment that has not been shown to be effective. Justice means being fair or impartial without bias. Justice would be considered when deciding who has the right to limited resources and is a basis for equality. Nurses are guided by ethical guidelines from the College of Nurses of Ontario Ethical Standards and the Canadian Nurses Association Code of Ethics for Nurses. Each profession has their own professional code of ethics and ethical guidelines they must follow. Cultural diversity within a team offers diverse personalities, attitudes and cultures, which can be positive attributes that enrich a team. With cultural diversity, new ideas and perspectives from many different lenses bring new solutions and initiatives. We must recognise the existence of professional cultures and labelling and stereotypes. Over the years, each healthcare profession has evolved and developed its own identity, values, problem-solving strategies, language, practices, and attitudes. It is important to be cognizant of professional cultures and the qualities of one's own profession that could pose challenges to effective collaboration. Team culture identifies that everyone has a unique set of attitudes and biases that can affect his or her interactions with other members of a healthcare team. Labelling others can be a major impediment to group communication and collaboration. We should be aware of the labels and stereotypes we may hold for others and challenge them. Ethics is woven into all we do. This conceptual model outlines the 4 ethics domains: clinical, academic, organisational, and work environment. These are all aspects that affect the interprofessional team. The Association of Speech-Language Pathologists and Audiologists in British Columbia's Interprofessional Collaborative Practice Core Competencies lists guidelines for ethical and cultural considerations. It states behaviour, intent, and actions for interprofessional team members to use in their team-based relationships. Who has the answer to the question of ethics? In healthcare, the value is knowing, implementing, and helping. Knowing is the understanding that value is placed on systematic knowledge and intellect. Implementing is reflecting technical skill and training capacity. Helping emphasizes putting health knowledge and skill to work in the service of others. Perhaps the answer to the question of ethics is that there isn't one right answer. The solution is perhaps to explore all the possibilities. The Canadian Interprofessional Health Collaborative Competency Statement for the domain of team functioning states, awareness of and commitment to interprofessional ethics unites all learners, practitioners in the common goal of delivering the best care possible to patients, clients, families and communities, and is fundamental to the ability to work together collaboratively. The World Health Organization tells us that ethics is a shared, relevant concern among health and human service disciplines and is an ideal vehicle for students from different fields to learn about one another's disciplines and to participate in interprofessional discussions and problem solving. Thank you for attending this in-service. The concept of ethics holds infinite explorations into all that we do in healthcare. It seems that just when we have discovered a solution to a particular situation, life throws another variable into the mix, and the quest for an answer begins again. I hope this in-service has given you something to think about. It lays the groundwork for next week's practical examination of ethics in the healthcare team. As you meet your new patient, think about what you learned in relation to the questions of the Module 5 case scenario and to the unfolding scenario questions in the coming weeks. In addition, you will be able to apply what you've learned in this in-service to the Test Your Knowledge quizzes and activities. See you at the next in-service and have a great nursing shift.